Peace and blessings, family. This is your host, Anthony Muhammad, here with another short clip on Brain Food TV. A few weeks ago, I happened to pose a question to myself on whether dust rises in the sun, and if it does, why? And that led me to study more about why the human being needs sunlight and what happens when we have a lack of sunlight. I'd like to start out by saying that when heat from the sunlight hits the sitting dust, the heat makes the air rise and in turn causes the dust to rise. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that sunlight is also a representation of God's wisdom and knowledge, seeing as though the whole earth, including us, needs sunlight to energize and survive. In Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, it reads, "The Lord God formed man from the dust of the earth. He blew into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being." Well, what happens when human beings are without sunlight for long periods of time? It causes a lack of motivation, energy, and a depressive mood. As human beings, we have what is called a circadian system, and every human being has this internal clock. And we aren't able to sense this internal clock when we are unable to see the rise and fall of the sun. So it is when we are far away from the reality and knowledge of God, when we are unable to sense the will of God, it is hard for us to determine what His will is compared to the time we are living in. When the sunlight hits the skin or the eye, it induces what is called serotonin, which is something that tells your body that it needs to wake up. And at night, our bodies induce what is called melatonin, which tells the body that it is time to rest. Without the knowledge and reality of God, we are unable to wake up from our mental sleep. Is that right? So in comparison to what God is able to do for us, the sunlight's infrared rays are able to help heal our wounds and can help ease body pain. So it is as a reflection of the power of God to be able to treat us of our mental wounds if we turn to Him like the plants do to the sun for optimization of life. In prison, if they want to punish an inmate and put them in a consequential environment, they take them to what is called the hole, which is a dark place with no light that weighs heavy on the brain and makes it so that a person is in fear of this particular consequence. So, through these examples, I hope that we have learned a divine understanding of the sunlight, and I hope and I pray to God that I have delivered it in the proper manner. So I thank you all for joining me here on Brain Food TV. This is your host, Anthony Muhammad. See you soon.